Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Okay, welcome to What's on Tap podcast, and we are out and about having beers in the wild.
We love going to places and saying, "Hey, what's on tap?"
We do. Unfortunately, they just kind of look at us like, just look at the menu above because it's all right there in front of you. Quit harassing us with your stupid ass questions. But we ask anyway because that's the kind of deep probing podcast that we are.
We're not smart enough to deviate from our script.
Exactly. They don't pay us enough for that.
Right.
So today we are at Salluhallen in Malmö, and we are at Poms Mackor, and they have,
which means Poms sandwiches.
It does. Mackor is sandwich. Poms is
a name.
Just a name. But it's very, like I would say, American-esque style because the things they only have, I want to say 4 sandwiches on their menu. It's a reuben, it's a pastrami on rye, it's fried chicken, buffalo chicken sandwich, and a pork belly sandwich, which is amazing as well. Today we got the reuben because Martin's never had a reuben, and it's the reason that so for the longest time, I've been coming to Salluhallen for years, and every time I come here, I'm like, I'm going to eat somewhere else. But I always get the reuben. So you never had one. It's one of my favorite sandwiches. I think they do an absolutely amazing job here. So we had to get the reuben, and of course the beers. They've got 2 old beers on tap, as well as a pretty decent selection of bottles. I would say cans. Sorry, cans mostly.
Bottles and cans.
Bottles and cans.
And we got 2 cans.
We did. We got the
Ofrälse, which is a Swedish, southern Swedish brewery.
Yes.
And their beer Cloud Juice, which is a New England IPA, 6.5% ABV.
And they are from, you said they're Southern Brewing, but...
They're not from the South?
No, they're from Skåne, but I was just wondering if we get a little more specific on where they're from.
I can check.
It's just Skåne Brewery. This is a fresh, smooth, and juicy as can be. The brew is made with the finest citra, mosaic, and galaxy hops, carefully dry hopped and topped off with lactose to bring your taste buds to cloud 9. Cheers.
They are from the metropole of Munka Ljungby.
Oh.
Any place that has a hyphen in it,
you know
that they were both too small individually to be called, they are not a city, but to be called a community, they needed to be combined.
Yes. Okay, so let's try some Cloud Juice before we dig into the sandwiches. Yeah. This is a very
hazy.
I would say it's somewhat oxidized looking.
So
Nipa.
It's not so much hazy as it is murky.
Yeah.
It does look oxidized.
It doesn't taste oxidized though. It just tastes old.
It's kind of mediocre to be, unfortunately.
I'm trying to see if the best before is October 2024. So
that's in the future.
I'm guessing it was brewed recently if it's got a year on can date, or at least 9 months left. It's...
Now I need to try it with our reuben.
Oh, of course.
So I see sauerkraut, which is delicious.
So a reuben is pastrami, sauerkraut, and what we call Thousand Island dressing. But you'd probably call it American dressing here because that's what Thousand Island dressing is.
But we have Thousand Island.
And mozzarella, not mozzarella, but some sort of Swiss cheese like Emmental or something like that.
Nice. And we got a pickle to go with it.
So, first impressions of the sandwich?
I love it.
Yeah. The pastrami here is really kind of smoky, and it really goes well with the creaminess of the dressing, cheese, the sourness of the sauerkraut. It's pretty fucking perfect.
So for me, both pastrami on rye and reuben are very New Yorky things. And I want to say Jewish culture, but that's probably wrong, or is it?
It's true. Brisket pastrami really comes from a Jewish tradition in this particular case, especially the use of the. In Sweden, they're called cumin. Right, they're called cumin, or in English they're called. What's it called? I always forget the name of it. It'll come to me eventually.
Yep.
But it's just like
it's a spice.
the spices you get in like rye bread. A lot of Polish food has it. And caraway, called caraway seeds. So when I first moved to Sweden, I went to the grocery store and I bought a container of cumin.
He went to the store and says, I want to be coming.
Right. So I bought some cumin, and I got home and I put it in my food, and I thought I was making Mexican food.
Yep.
I was not. It was disgusting. And then I learned that the Swedish word for coriander, or
coriander is coriander.
Yeah.
We have cumin and we have spice cumin.
Spice cumin.
And that's the Mexican.
Right. Which is the ground seeds. It's ground coriander seeds.
Is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Or cumin, as they would say in English.
Yeah, so for me, spice cumin, which is the Mexican flavor, is cumin.
Right, it's cumin, yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, you used the other...
Yeah, so I use the straight up cumin, which is the caraway seeds. You got to remove one of the M's. So it was, anyway.
Finish.
So it was a...
It's all cumin.
Yeah, it was a weird wake-up call. It was really, really tough. Yeah, so that's where this comes from. But the sandwich, huh? Banger?
The sandwich is great, but it's not improving the beer.
It is not improving the beer, because the beer is unfortunately not that great. It just feels like a really milquetoast, mild, middle-of-the-road New England IPA that... It's fun that we got to try it, but it's going to be forgotten as soon as we end this episode.
It's a 325.
I'm at 325. I'm there with you.
We also had like a dessert. I'm still halfway through my Reuben.
I know.
But we have also got Omnipollo, Pleroma, raspberry peach creme brulee sour. Whenever and they made so many Pleroma variants and creme brulee sour variants that whenever me and you run into one, we have to scan it and do research. And this one came up 0 friends, 0 ratings, 0 anything, and that's always really surprising. I'm usually not the first one on the Omnipollo ball.
No, usually I'm usually towards the end of it. Usually everyone else has tried it before me. So yeah, the Pleroma is always a creme brulee sour of some sort. Yep. This one has, like I said, raspberry peach, comes in at 6% ABV, and it looks like cherry juice. It's very clean though. I mean, I can kind of see my fingers on the back side of the glass from holding it. It's very tart, almost like a cranberry juice. Mm-hmm. But it also kind of tingly from the carbonation.
It's tart lemonade.
Yeah, it is a raspberry lemonade flavor.
It's very much lemonade-y.
Yeah.
I don't know what makes it a creme brulee. That doesn't taste like creme brulee. I think old versions have. This one definitely tastes like lactose and vanilla.
Yeah.
And is that the creme brulee? Because the creme brulee is more than just lactose and vanilla.
Well, it's got milk sugar, barley, wheat, oats. And this is brewed not at the church, but out at the proof still. I have no idea what makes it the creme brulee part. Probably just the addition of the milk sugars. So I've had to guess this whole series is basically just some sort of sour beers that they add milk sugar to make it kind of sweet.
Yeah. But apart from the beers, which are Swedish or Belgian produced, Swedish owned, I really feel like I'm sitting in New York at like a diner or a deli or something, and we've gotten Reuben from the source. It's really nice, really nice location, really nice atmosphere.
Yeah, I would say for me, 5 out of 5 for Poms Mackor. It's hands down my favorite place in the Salluhallen. I just come here. I think every time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the pizza or I'm gonna get the burger, and then every time it's the Reuben. I just keep coming back for it.
So we keep using the name Salluhallen. Mm-hmm. It's like what's the English word for it? Many locations under one roof.
Yeah, it would be like a food hall, basically.
Food hall, sure.
So there's like a bunch of different restaurants here, and there's a couple of deli kind of selections here. So you can get fresh fish, you can get cheese, you can get different cuts of meat. So, and there used to be like a candy shop. I think there still is a chocolate shop around the corner here. And there used to be a place that had a really, like the largest selection of low ABV or non-ABV beers, but it closed. And I think now you can go to a couple of other places here in town and find a pretty good selection of low ABV stuff.
But it's like a farmer's market with restaurants.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Ish.
Sure, maybe not.
No, not really. But it's like I said, if you're in Malmö, it's definitely worth a stop through, especially for lunch. Because there's not a lot of things open for lunch usually, and you're going to find a wide variety of pretty awesome foods here. So what would you give the
Pleroma?
Pleroma.
Week 4.
Sure, why not? Week 4.
Are you more of a 3.5?
No, I'm more like a 3.75, but also week 4. I mean,
I'm in a good mood. The reuben is great.
The reuben's great. I think the reuben elevates everything, and the fattiness of the reuben really complements, I think, the real sharpness of the Pleroma.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll wrap this up here. You can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, and just everywhere in the world. So until next time.
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.